As Eric Thomas says, you have to give it everything you've got. No more TV, no more partying, no more playing. If you don't have a 4.0, what you need to be doing is studying. Get off the phone! Sorry, I'm not available until the end of this year. You've reached the right number, but you've called me at the wrong time. I'm about to start studying now. I dare you to keep retaking your exams over and over until you pass. I dare you to have 100% attendance. I dare you to stop missing classes like you're soft. That's the problem with a lot of students. It's a soft generation, so they quit everything.
And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep going through life and not even caring whether you lose or not, if you keep failing and failing your exams because you're making the same mistakes again and again, if you keep letting it happen, then it's going to become a culture. You need to stop being a victim and start creating the life that you're capable of. There is no excuse for not living up to your full potential. This will only happen when you stop waiting for good things to happen to you and you start taking action to make them happen. That means stop waiting for the right time to study. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Just study straight away. Stop letting negative people influence you and drag you down with them. Push forward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to fight. I'm going to do what it takes to get the highest grade possible in these exams. I'm going to do everything in my power, every single day, to stop being a victim and start making something of my life.
In the words of Eric Thomas, you get from being a loser, low self-esteem, doubt, and fear. But if you can find your way to this side, guys, it's sweeter on this side. Greatness, it's about getting better, never settling, never saying, well, I got a PhD now, so I'm finished. You know at the end of the day, when you lay your head down and sleep, if you've pushed yourself as hard as you could, or if you just took the backseat and let life do what it wanted with you.
Most of you won't be successful. Because when you get tired, you quit. There's no motivation or drive there to push you through the tiredness. And you always want to blame other people. You always want to hold other people accountable. You're so quick to point out other people's flaws, but you never look at yourself and point out your own flaws. And if you don't do that, then you're not going to improve them and grow. There's a lot of potential within you, a lot of talent, but you need to realize that your talent is not going to create itself. Your talent isn't going to nurture itself. How much time do you spend every day debating with yourself whether you should go and study or procrastinate a little longer? Well, let me give you some advice. Sometimes you have to ignore what you're feeling and just go through the motions. You might feel like watching TV. You might feel like doing something. You might not feel like doing something. And instead of not doing it, just go ahead and go through the motions. Get it done. Get out there and do what you're supposed to do. It's the problem most students have. They negotiate with procrastination. And at first, it's difficult to overcome. But the more you do it, the more you make yourself study even when you don't feel like it, the easier it will become. Get up and go and study. We all know the students that complain about their grades. They make excuses why they couldn't achieve higher. But because they're making excuses, they blame everyone else but themselves, so they don't do anything about it. They don't fix anything. They don't improve anything, so they continue getting the same grades. If all you do is complain, nothing's going to happen in your life. Be obsessed over your future. Be consumed by the possibilities. The super successful don't stop when they hit their targets. They simply reset and go again. That dream is not going to just sit there and wait for you to come and get it. You've got to chase it. You've got to chase it like a man possessed. You've got to go and get it. So, what are you doing about it? You've got to take action with your studying. Find a solution to your problem. Don't be the problem. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. If you increase your studying by 50%, your grades are also likely to increase. And if they don't, then find out why.
The feeling of getting the same mediocre grades, every exam, every report, every assignment. The feeling of being tired of getting beaten up by procrastination. The feeling of anxiety and stress every time a deadline approaches. It's the tiredness that will propel you to have the motivation to change, the desire to get off the ground and stand up and stop eating dirt. The battleground is in your mind. That's where the war is. It's in your head. That's where the enemy fights. That's where procrastination and temptations lie.
As soon as you wake up, the battle begins. And it continues throughout the day. Through temptations and seductions, the battle continues. And your friends see you studying and studying. They see you studying all day. And you make it look so easy. But they have no idea of the gunfire going off in your head. Because the real battlefield is in your mind. It's never the situation you find yourself in. It's always in your head. This is your moment. This is your year of transformation. Complete rethinking, re-examining, rescheduling, re-evaluating. This is the battlefield. It's not exams, it's not reports, it's not enemies, it's not teachers, it's not parents. That's not the battlefield. Stop wasting your time focusing on these things and look within you.
It is something that is ingrained in every successful person. To look at the external problems around you and improve and fix yourself to be able to overcome those problems. The ability to push through difficult times. The more you overcome today, the easier you will overcome obstacles tomorrow. And once you build up that momentum of improving your productivity, it becomes a whole lot easier. And it's funny how it works. The more you study, the more you prepare for your exams, the easier your exams will be. The easier university will be, the easier it will be to get a good internship or graduate job after you graduate. It's really very simple. The more effort you put into developing yourself and improving your studying, the easier your life will be.
Respect the struggle of your journey. Because it's the struggle that will build you to become stronger. But be persistent. Keep working on it. It's going to be hard, but that is an incredible thing. Because you're going to figure it out. You will pull through. You have enough time. You have enough resources. You have enough commitment. You will find a way to smash your exams. You will figure things out. When tomorrow comes, you might not know what steps to take, but believe in yourself. It's hard dealing with the pressure during exams. It's hard taking the heat with deadlines looming. Most people can't do it. They quit chasing their dreams because it's too hard. That kind of courage and fearlessness, it's hard. Breaking bad habits, making new habits, starting all over again, that's hard. Most students won't do that. Most people don't have the determination and hunger about them. That kind of courage and fearlessness only comes with years and years of pushing yourself. Stepping outside of your comfort zone. Aiming for targets you're not even sure are possible. But when you finally decide to take control of your own life, and decide that despite the inevitable obstacles, despite the difficulties you're going to face, despite the years of dedication it's going to take, you make a decision that you're not going to let anything or anyone get in your way.
So what if it's hard? It's going to be worth it. It's worth it to show the world I'm not just average like most people. It's worth it to show my friends, family, and teachers that I can become something, that I am capable of achieving great things. I can achieve whatever I want. It's worth it to me to pay this kind of price. It really doesn't matter what you're going through. How you deal with it is all that matters. The only way you're going to push past the mountain of obstacles, the late night studying until 3 in the morning, the multiple deadlines that just keep coming and coming, you need to have extraordinary focus, a crystal clear vision of exactly what it is you're aiming to achieve. Whether it's getting that A grade or 4.0 GPA, or getting into the most prestigious university in the country, you need to work out exactly how you're going to make it happen. You need to make it the first thing you think about when you wake up. It's only then that you have a chance. Because then, when that procrastination starts sliding into your life, you will muster the force to destroy that obstacle. Do you think like an A student, or are you falling back into that C mindset? Your success is completely dependent on how you use the 24 hours in your day. Everyone has the same amount of time. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Will Smith, they all have 24 hours. And you'll see this with the students in your class, the students failing their exams. You'll probably notice the same patterns. They wake up whenever they want to wake up. They might go to class, they might not. It depends if there's something more interesting on Netflix to watch. When their exams are approaching, they don't care. They might start studying a week before, or a few days before, or even just the night before. Don't fall into that mindset. It's not okay.
If you want to get A grades, then make it happen. You have to act like you have all the energy in the world, because it's no good just thinking as though you're going to make a change. It takes action. Everything that you've ever dreamed of is nothing without action. Everywhere you look, take a look around you. You're surrounded by people that have impressive dreams. But they stay as dreams because they didn't take action. Now, look around you again. That iPhone sitting on the table, that Samsung TV on the wall, that laptop you're working on, they were all created by people no different to yourself. It's just that they followed their dreams. If you want to be a great student, if you want to be known as that person in your class that does well in every exam that's thrown at them, then you're going to be misunderstood by a lot of people. They're not going to understand why you're doing it. Because you're going to be so driven and so focused and so disciplined, they just won't get it. When you wake up early and start studying straight away while they're still asleep, then you go to college and study some more, and then you go home and study even more, your classmates will think you're crazy. They'll never understand why you do it. But you will. When the exams come and your classmates are getting more and more stressed as the exams come closer, you'll be absolutely fine. But it's not just about the grades. Sure, being able to stay calm because you know you've prepared well for an exam feels good, but it's more than that. It's about what it represents. It's about who you are as a person. It's about becoming that person, that whatever you touch, whatever you get involved with, it turns out incredible. And people want to study with you and be in your group because they know that if you're involved, they're going to get results. But the reason why not many people are studying at that level is because it's difficult. To get up early in the morning when you're tired. It's raining outside and you have to go to college when you really don't want to. It's a long journey. You're going to have times where you feel like you're not capable, where you have people talking about you behind your back, when you feel like you just want to give up. It's a journey that's going to be very uncomfortable. But through this journey, you will find peace within yourself. Confidence, self-esteem, determination, courage. All of these things are going to be found only through difficulties. Getting uncomfortable and putting yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. How badly do you want it? How badly do you want to achieve the dreams that you have? What are you willing to give up to achieve them? Are you willing to give up the procrastination and the YouTube and the Netflix and the Instagram and the Facebook? Are you willing to give up all these things to free up more hours in the day for working towards your dreams? And I mean give it up forever. Because 2 or 3 or 4 weeks isn't good enough. You really start to see improvement when you're consistent. All the successes I've had, I've achieved them after entering a state of flow for weeks, months, even years, where I had complete focus on the work in front of me. I understood that day in and day out, I had to have complete commitment and be 100% consistent. I just kept doing the same thing over and over until I mastered it. So, how about you? Did you do what you said you were going to do? Did you study when you said you were going to study? Or did you get distracted and end up procrastinating? There's always going to be a reason to procrastinate. There's always going to be something unexpected that happens. It's always going to be that way. But people that succeed stick to the plan regardless. You have to commit to not just talking about it, but taking action.